So my speech will probably be a little bit shorter than John's. I'll tell you a little bit about how I got involved in the project and how Dan and I met, and a little bit more about the specifics of the grant and why we're supporting it. So I got involved in this type of stuff when I was in my master's and my PhD. I did mesh networks for that and met Dan then. He was across the office from me. We actually didn't work together at all originally until after I left and joined Left and started working on mesh networks here. And we got talking about the North and some of the projects he was working on and the mesh stuff that I was working on. And that led to us getting an early grant from the CIRA. And that let us, go up to the North and start building some proof of concepts. We built a couple apps with Fraser, who was one of our first hires. He was a co-op student originally from Guelph. So we built the Ripple app, which you might have seen on the TV there. It's the one where the colors were changing as packets were going across. We also did some tests to see what the bandwidth is actually like up there. So they do have internet in Rigolet, but it's very slow, and they don't have cell phone towers, so it ends about 50 kilometers before you get to Rigolet. So our stuff there will let people be able to send things around the community, do things like send text messages in a place where they don't have cell phone towers. So the grant now is really to support grad students to continue on this. There's still a ton of really hard challenges for us to solve. And the importance of this type of funding for grad students, I can't say enough about it. When I was in my PhD, I experienced the problems of how hard it is to, get paid enough as a PhD student. So these types of funding, will make it a lot easier for the PhD students. It'll let us attract really talented PhD students to Guelph, and in turn, they spend half of their time here. So Left and Maple Ridge will see some really smart people coming here to work. So the numbers that John mentioned, 120 units, translates to something like 16 PhDs and 4 postdocs over the period of time. And I think we have a pretty aggressive plan of trying to bring them on. I think it's something like 2 PhD students per semester or something. And while it's not officially named in the grant, it's going to be a really cross-Canada grant as well. So we have support and collaborations from professors from UBC, UVic, UAlberta, Labrador Institute at Memorial, and so it's truly like a cross-Canada type of grant. And most importantly, we have the support of the Nunatsiavut government and the community members in Rigolet, where we're actually starting to try some of this technology out. So just to close, I'd like to thank them for the support and for John and Chris for making a company where this type of project is possible.